welcome back to CreativeReel. Today we're talking about The Lion King.
It was okay. It was fine. Like I said, overall I thought it was okay. Like it was fine. Like there's nothing wrong with it necessarily. There's not anything like it's not a poorly made movie or anything like that. Animation is very nice, very clean. I just have one major issue with it, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay, so let's compare the two, since that's what everyone's going to do.
That's true.
The 1994 original The Lion King versus 2019 The Lion King live action remake.
It's not technically live action.
Well, yeah, it's not technically live action, but
animation.
Yeah, realistic animation. The animation was amazing.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was stunning, like spectacular, kind of ridiculous how good it was.
Visually speaking, very realistic.
Realistic, yeah. The only problem I had was that it didn't connect for me emotionally, or like it didn't resonate emotionally as much as the original, because you have a lot more leeway with animation. Mm-hmm. You know, they really animated the faces of all the characters in the animation, which you can't really do with a realistic version.
If you're going for hyper-realism.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. The remake felt more like National Geographic mixed with a musical. Like just music kind of playing in the background.
Yeah, not even like a real musical where it's like a whole bunch of animated stuff happening. It's more just like there's a song playing and the animals are kind of moving with the song.
Yeah.
But they look really real, so you're like, I don't think it's supposed to be the same.
And like, I understand the challenge of going for hyper realism, but then also trying to like animate the faces so we can see emotion on the animals. Yeah. So I feel like their goal in achieving hyper realism is a bit misguided, because it didn't allow the whole film to feel like cohesive in allowing you to feel for the characters.
Yeah, the emotional delivery was barely there. Yeah. There was a few scenes where it came across, but it was like it came across because of the music and the composition, which was great, you know. And the voice acting, like if you took out the voice acting and you took out the music, there would be no emotion in the movie, like at all. And that is exactly like you said. It's because they went too hard on the hyper-realism. They were like, we need these lions to look like real lions, so we can't animate their features too much. And I'm like, okay, but you're missing the whole point of a film. Films are supposed to have like emotional like resonance with the audience, and I didn't feel anything. Like there was like two scenes where I was like, oh man, you know. And then once I got the shiver, but it was only because I was like, I know what's going to happen next. Because I just watched this last night. It's going to be cool. And then it wasn't even as cool as I was hoping it would be. But, you know, whatever. But my issue, also, like, in the same vein, but, like, yeah, the hyperrealism definitely took away from it. But I was more annoyed by the fact that they have this amazing, fantastic, visually stunning animation, and they don't decide to actually like play with it the way they did in the original animation. If you go back and watch the original, the musical numbers are like super like fantastical. They play with color, they play with shape, and they play with motion. This one, a little bit of motion and like a little bit of play with like spacing and stuff like that, but it's not even parts of like the songs. There's more like visual transitions.
For this one, it just seemed like they copied scene for scene the original Lion King, except for without all the bells and whistles. Yeah. They pretty much escaped taking all risks. They were just like, okay, we just gotta like redo the same movie, except without the fun,
the flair.
Then the flair, it was, like
they added a little bit, but not enough to make it like really stand out on its own. Like that's what's bothering me too, is that the movie doesn't feel like its own film. Like you said at the very beginning, people are going to compare it to the original, because I think on its own it doesn't really hold up as anything really.
Yeah, and this film I feel like was for all the kids who watched The Lion King, you know, the original. just
show
a lot
their
of
children.
Yeah, a lot of adults were there with their children.
And a lot of adults just by themselves. With
and they were like, I could hear like the adults singing, you know, or like saying the lines and stuff. But it's like, it wasn't as emotionally resonant, and it didn't have that nostalgia factor because it was so realistic, you know, that it didn't have that like oomph. Even though, like, I commend the actors because they did a really good job. Like, all of the voice acting was like, it was really real as well. Yeah. And I feel like they had to even perform at a higher quality because of the lack of animation, visual information, and like relation to like human emotion, you know, because in order for the audience to relate to the animals, like the characters, they need to have some kind of characteristic that relates to humans, which is so good, which they accomplish in the original Lion King
because they animated the faces.
We could feel like the fear or the sadness in Simba's eyes when his father dies and stuff like that. Yeah. But in this one, it's just kind of like their mouth barely moves.
And when it does,
you can tell that they're trying to
keep it within the realm of reality.
Realism. Yeah. So,
like, rather than being able to, like, you know, gesture like this or like, it's more like.
Yeah, just.
Like, very slight changes in the musculature, but I mean, like, if you're going for hyperrealism, that's what you're kind of stuck with that. Yeah. And it hurt the movie because of it. Yeah. Yeah. But don't, like, it's not, like I said, it's not a bad movie. It's fine. It's good. Like, if you go watch it, you'll probably enjoy it. I enjoyed it, even though, like, retrospectively, I'm thinking about, like, that could have been a lot better. Like, it could have been a lot better. They had all this room to grow, and they only came to about, like, here. Yeah. You know? Like, they just got away with repeating what they did the last time, but not even going as far as the first time. So, yeah.
So, The Lion King, 2019. It was a good movie. Yeah. But didn't really take any risks. Nope. Didn't try anything new. Nope. Except for hyperrealism. Yeah. So, if you like National Geographic and songs, then go see it. If not, stick to the original.
Or you can just watch, like, Blue Planet or Our Earth or any of those other films that are actually, like, geared towards education.
Yeah. Or if you want to admire the animation of, like, the realism. Yeah. Like, because that was amazing. Yeah. It's just, like, together as a complete film, it didn't completely do it for me.
Yeah, it's like you're watching National Geographic and you're like, wow, these animals are really, like, cool, engaging, but you have this weird narration, like, over the thing, and you're like, that doesn't seem to make, that doesn't match, that doesn't make sense. Like, what's with this weird family tale of, like, learning to be a king? I don't get it. Yeah. It disconnects. Yeah. Yeah. Overall, what, Burning Real?
Yeah. I would say it was a Burning Real.
It's a Burning Real.
It was good.
Good. Could have been a lot better, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, bye. That's it.
Bye.